Okie dokie. So this progress update has primarily been working on behind the scenes data stuff for various pieces of equipment and getting some of those filled out so that way once I get the models and the actual player model and animations, I can go through and give those models their stats and stuff like that. Uh, some things that have been added, I've added while the player is jumping or sprinting and they go off of a ledge, they do a little hop. This is to emulate what Monster Hunter Wilds does in with their whenever you sprint or dodge roll off of an edge, you do a little hop. It adds, and I think that adds to the players some feedback to the player for doing those actions. And if you're dodging over something, it allows you to improve upon the character's combat moveset and have differentiated forms between melee or between weapon drawn and sheathed. Uh, I've done some edits to some of the how the level's going to work. Uh, Basically, instead of just going straight out to, if you were to run to the end of this hall, running straight out to a path that overlooks the water, instead I'm adding a higher level accessible via some stairs once I get the stairs down. Other than that, I've adjusted some sight lines and stuff so that way you can load right in and get a kind of a view of what's in store. Yeah, otherwise, in terms of data stuff, hooked up the player's defense stats, so the player currently has uh, 20 defense with their current equipment. It aggregates it at the beginning of play and is thus applied when the player would take damage. Their defense is applied to the incoming damage. So in this case, the skeleton does 25 damage, I believe, and so it's being reduced to 5 every time the player's hit. This also gives the player. With this, I don't need the heart flowers to hurt the player when you use them, so it can be shown the functionality of combining into the healing core. I'll adjust the art for the healing core to better match the others. Using that now actually gives you back a little bit of health. So yeah, that is primarily what's been worked on. The only other thing I believe is a roof tile texture that you won't be able to see from the underside in the future. Playing around with normal maps so that way the lighting can hit it well. You can see from the chandelier the shadows kind of get blocked. The normal map creates shadows that manipulate how the light interacts with the flat texture. Uh, and then there's also the little chandelier that I made. So that has been what's been worked on this week.